CARICOM accredits first ambassador of Kenya. Early childhood educators access training in distance learning through CARICOM UNESCO UWI Open Campus collaboration. Caribbean and United Kingdom foreign ministers strengthen cooperation. Welcome to this week's episode of the CARICOM News Time. I'm Tusankin English Francis. Thank you for joining us. The Caribbean community has accredited the first ambassador of Kenya as the two parties formalize their growing friendship.
Kenya recognizes the global challenges that continuously face developing countries and is prepared to play a leading role to overcome them, especially in its current role as a member of the UN Security Council and president in office of the Organization of African, Caribbean, and Pacific States. We do thank the CARICOM countries for making this possible, especially in our bid to get the UN Security Council role. I do take immense pride in today's historic event and look forward to a fruitful working relationship between Kenya and CARICOM.
In accepting the letters of credence of Ambassador Anthony Mashuri, CARICOM Secretary General Ambassador Erwin LaRocque recalled Kenya's president's visit to Jamaica and Barbados and Prime Minister of Barbados Mia Mottley's reciprocal visit to Kenya. He said CARICOM and Kenya are considering a draft memorandum of understanding, recognizing there is significant scope for stronger cooperation in trade and investment, people-to-people exchanges, and sustainable development.
2019 was a milestone year in our relations with the visits to Jamaica and Barbados by His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, the President of Kenya, and the reciprocal visit to Kenya by the Honorable Mia Mottley, Prime Minister of Barbados. One of the positive outcomes of the visit and those discussions is the provision by Kenya of office space in Nairobi to accommodate CARICOM representation. Prime Minister Mottley accepted the generous offer during her visit, and arrangements are being finalized so that the office could be occupied in the near future. I look forward to signing the tenancy agreement in the coming weeks. To further strengthen the bonds between us, our member states are actively considering the draft Memorandum of Understanding for the establishment of a consultation and cooperation mechanism between CARICOM and Kenya. CARICOM appreciates the offer of the African Union to participate in the African Medical Supplies Platform, which would give us access to vaccines at affordable prices. Our member states are putting in place the arrangements to benefit from this gesture of African-Caribbean solidarity.
Teachers and educators in early childhood education from across the Caribbean community are involved in a 4-week training workshop to improve their capacity to deliver high-quality distance learning experiences for young children. The workshop commenced on Wednesday, the 17th of March, through a partnership among the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization UNESCO, the CARICOM Secretariat, and the Caribbean Child Development Center of the University of the West Indies, UWI Open Campus. Concluding on the 7th of April, the free online workshop explores topics including how to help parents to support their children during home-based learning, expectations for teachers and children, the appropriate time frame for children's attention span, and how to keep children engaged during online learning. Speaking during the virtual launch event, Dr. Laurette Bristol, Program Manager for Human Development at the CARICOM Secretariat, underscored the importance of high-quality early childhood education in the growth and development of individuals.
Regionally, a great deal of attention has been paid to the upper levels of the basic education sector, particularly the examination classes. And we all know why, because there was anxieties around how do we continue education to fulfill transitions to higher levels of learning. But we also know, and you know as well, because as practitioners in the early childhood development sector, you understand deeply and appreciate that the ECD, the early learning years, is a foundation. And we know that a house is only as strong as its foundation.
Dr. Farrell Khan, Program Specialist for Education at UNESCO's Cluster Office in the Caribbean, in her remarks said UNESCO is taking steps to prioritize early childhood education and care in the COVID-19 response.
This training is conceptualized to provide hands-on skills for frontline practitioners. We have identified early childhood development, or ECD, as a priority area based on a number of considerations. First of all, from the global and regional experience in the overall COVID-19 response, the early childhood education and care sector has not been adequately prioritized, in spite of its fundamental significance to one's life. Fully aware of this fact, UNESCO has recently organized high-level and technical dialogues to advocate for early childhood development and care as a priority area for COVID-19 response.
Speaking at the opening, head of the Caribbean Child Development Center and director of the Consortium for Social Development and Research of the University of the West Indies, Ms. Cecile Minot, said the university is pleased to be associated with the incredible partnership with CARICOM and UNESCO.
It was only too much our pleasure for us to say, yes, we would definitely be able to do this with you. One of the big surprise, we had to keep it within 40, and you will understand why when your facilitators speak to you, because it is a workshop setting. It is not a seminar. It's not one where you will be talking. This is very participatory. In the fine style that Open Campus operates, because we are an online institution, we've been able to work together and come up with skills and strategies as to how we could do this. So you are in very capable hands with my colleagues as they share with you some strategies and some things to help you in your environment, in your different countries.
Foreign ministers of the Caribbean and the United Kingdom affirmed the need for the two parties to focus on addressing the challenges and maximizing the opportunities presented by the post-COVID-19 and post-Brexit realities. The affirmation came at the 10th United Kingdom Caribbean Ministerial Forum, which was held virtually on the 18th of March. The ministers acknowledged the COVID-19 pandemic is one of the most dangerous global threats to health, human security, prosperity, and development. A communique issued after the meeting stated that the United Kingdom undertook to work with the Caribbean to build back better and more inclusively to strengthen long-term resilience. The ministers paid tribute to West Indians, including the Windrush generation, who have made immeasurable contributions to the socio-economic fabric of the United Kingdom. The ministers committed to strengthening the promotion of economic trade and investment relations between the United Kingdom and the Caribbean using the CARIFORM United Kingdom Economic Partnership Agreement, the EPA, that came into effect on the 1st of January 2021. You can view the full communique issued after the 10th UK Caribbean Forum on the CARICOM news site at today.caricom.org or the CARICOM website at caricom.org. While women are playing an essential role in CARICOM's development, it's a travesty that 25 years after the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, no country has achieved gender parity. Guyana's Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vindhya Prasad, says she made the observation on the 16th of March during the 65th session of the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, where she delivered an address on behalf of CARICOM.
It is a travesty that 25 years after Beijing, no country has achieved gender parity. This year's theme of women's full and effective participation and decision-making in public life, as well as the elimination of violence, is timely. Both elements are critical to achieving gender equality and the Sustainable Development Goals. Women are playing an essential role in the socio-economic and political development of the CARICOM region and can be found in leadership positions in every sphere of influence, including politics, public services, business, and in civil society. There is, however, still much work to be done.
Dr. Prasad called for an enabling environment for women to achieve full and effective participation and decision-making in public life with men as equal partners. She emphasized the importance of the family, the need for shared responsibility, and a home environment that gives equal opportunities to boys and girls and that is free from violence. Childcare, education, healthcare, and robust social protection services are essential parts of this equation, she pointed out. She told the session that sexual and gender-based violence, as well as domestic violence against women and girls, continue to be a major challenge for CARICOM member states. The Commission on the Status of Women is the principal global intergovernmental body that is exclusively dedicated to promoting gender equality and the empowerment of women. It was established in June 1946. You can head over to our news site at today.caricom.org to read Dr. Prasad's remarks. The Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, that is the OECS, turns 40 this year and launched its anniversary celebrations on the 15th of March. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, who is the chairman of the OECS, traced the history of the organization, pointing out that it is rooted in the vision of unity. OECS was established on the 18th of June, 1981 as an international intergovernmental organization dedicated to regional integration in the Eastern Caribbean. It comprises what Prime Minister Skerrit described as the solidarity of the 11. While the current pandemic curtails any pomp, there will certainly be pride in the celebration of the milestone and the achievements of the OECS, Prime Minister Skerrit said, as he encouraged the grouping to move forward with determination and optimism.
What have been some of our most spectacular achievements of the past 40 years, one may ask? The Eastern Caribbean dollar, which for the last 37 years has maintained a fixed and immutable exchange rate with the US dollar and is now the strongest and most stable currency in the Caribbean. The freedom of movement of people that allows the citizens of member states to travel without hindrance or restriction to work, to play, to study, to visit friends, or to relocate, to follow carnival, or to follow a crusade. With those rights came contingent rights that empower our families to relocate with us and enable our children to attend schools and to obtain scholarships. As we traveled this road in the last 40 years, new members of the family have joined in this journey. First came the British Virgin Islands and Anguilla, joining their sister Montserrat, which was there from inception. Then came our sister Martinique, followed by Guadeloupe, adding new cultural and linguistic texture to the character of our community. The OECS Pharmaceutical Procurement Service has, over the past 40 years, transacted almost $1 billion worth of medicines and essential medical supplies to our health system, saving in the process $5 million annually, and has now moved since the pandemic from a pharmaceutical procurement service to a pooled procurement service.